Great. Well, they're coming in. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Okay, first of all, I would like to say that poor Violet had a storm last night. We all did, I think. We did too, but her power's out. And she didn't get a hold of me today until right before the stream to tell me that she was charging her phone in the car and they're supposed to have another storm. So we have, drum roll please, Miss Colleen is helping us today. She's here hanging out with us. She's going to read chat, keep me on track, hopefully, and cut me off after 2 hours. So, so let's say hello to everyone. And we have Evie and Liz and Anne and Colleen. Say hello.
There's everybody. I'm trying to look in the chat.
This should be a lot of fun. And right now,
So
it's,
Liz is here. Okay, gotcha.
yeah. And hey, Deb. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Diane. Everybody's coming in. And you know, we're going to have a drawing in a little bit, too. I have everybody's names. I think everybody that's here is in the bag. Um, and let's see. Oh, you know, I think I only have one Diane in there. Diane Bell. I don't know. Did you comment on the last video? Because I wrote down all the names and they're on little scraps of paper in my camera bag here. I'm not that techie professional that has like a wheel to spin. So this is how I do, you know. Hey, Sandy. Long time no see. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, I'm getting another piece of paper here to add some more names because I'm going to add the names of the people that are here as well that aren't already in the. I need the same kind of paper though. That's rather important. Here it is. So Diane Bell. So give me a minute and I'll talk about what we'll be learning because it's not just about the masks. We're going to cover a few things in this series, and it's going to be 2 or 3 episodes. So we have Sandy Kirkendall. And I think everybody else that is Evie, I don't. Yeah, you are. Okay. So if anybody else new comes in, then we will.
Trish just came.
I don't think I have Trish on there, but I think I have Evie. They won a recent one of my last in my last drawing too, which is really exciting. I love giving gifts. It makes it so special. And you know what we're giving away today? Well, if you're international, and I had mentioned this, if you're international, we're going to do something digital and you'll still get a copy of the poem and some of the prints that I did. But because this is not flat, it will be a little harder to send. And this is what we're going to be giving away to our US people in the bag. And then anybody that's international, we're going to do something a little bit different, but you'll get extra. So, and I know I gave away some paper dolls recently that were my great grandmother's. But it'll be a variety, a collection of things. So that should be fun. But this is the poetry book, and it's got the poem that I wrote with the gel prints from nature. So, and the poem is about nature too. So.
Oh, I read that poem. It's fabulous.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for being here, Colleen, and doing this. We hey Lisa, we were having a difficult time getting in because she has Apple and I have Chrome. And I don't know what the screen looks like. And we almost didn't make it. It was up to the wire, you guys. Totally up to the wire. Okay. You can't see me? So you can't see me? You should be able to see me. You know what you can do? You can open your phone, just don't have any volume on it if you want to watch the stream. Yeah, yeah. You shouldn't have to miss out. All right. So I'm going to talk about really briefly how we're going to do. Who's doing this with me, first of all? Because I have, I know I put a weird list on there, and one of the things was beans or rice. We're going to make a mold, and I deconstructed the one that I had made to do it again for our mask to sit on. And we're going to do that first. But let me talk about what we're going to be making. Raise your hand if you're going to do this too. I am curious. And this doesn't have to be on a mask. You can apply what we do in this mini series to any substrate you like. So you can use a box. You could use. I mean, they're definitely things you may or may not know. And you guys know I love constructing crazy headdresses or super textured things. And I hope that this gives you some sort of something that you maybe didn't know or haven't practiced or needed to see live. So that's my hope. So here's what we are going to be covering in this mini series that will be 2 or 3 episodes. So I hope everybody gets something out of it. We're going to talk about the themes. We're going to talk about different kinds of glue and what they could be used for. And in that vein, how to attach weird. Uh-oh. Okay, you got volume on your phone? Okay. Okay. So sometimes attaching weird things is difficult, and it's a lot of trial and error that I've done over the years. And sometimes I still don't know how to attach something until I figure it out, and it's trial and error. But I'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about different medias and how they might work on your project. And we're going to talk about patinas, which has been a big thing that people have been asking about as well. And then, of course, our pastes and textures. Textures. That's right. So hopefully everybody will get a little something out of this. And that is the plan. And if if you want to know about any of those and I haven't said anything about it first, please ask away. If I'm not explaining in detail, Colleen will be there to let me know that you have a question, and I'm happy to answer. Okay, first of all, let's get our bag of beans or our rice or catsup. Whatever you're going to use for this, could be small pasta or a bag of sand even. And then we're going to put it in a plastic bag. Just like that, so we don't get food all over the place or, whatever the case. And then I want you to wrap it up and kind of form it into the shape of your mask or your head, because you're going to need a place to put it while you work. And it's really that simple. So I'm going to form it in, and then I'm going to make sure everything's under. I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to tape it up. So I had this done once, and the cat was interested in it, and she wanted to play a little while ago. So she actually chewed on it. I couldn't believe it. Like she was interested in dried beans or something. I'm going to use better tape. I'm wearing gloves because my hands are doing that stupid thing. And I probably should have gloves on. So we're just taping away and making it the shape we need it. Harder with gloves. That face shape. Let's see. Let's check that away. There's another way to do it, would be to flip it over, but you don't want to crush your mask. So gently, gently. Did anybody order the masks? I'm curious. The set of 10 from Beebeecraft. Oh, I do need to talk about that because this is technically a Beebeecraft video using one of their products. And if you have more than 100 subscribers and you are interested in getting free product to use on your channel, I'm going to leave the information below in the description box so that you can email them and click the link and do that. And also in that, there will be a discount code for all your shopping on Beebeecraft. And the discount code is Texture5. If you haven't checked it out, they have lots of stuff. Somebody said, I thought they only had beads. And really, they have so many things. They have storage and organization. And, you know, I'm just surprised at some of the things I find. You know, like those wood pieces that I used last time. Those were amazing. All right. Hey, Chris. How are you? Glad you're here. Okay, so we have our mask mold, and it's even shaped like a face. You see that? Just to give us a nice place to, sturdy place to use our mask or decorate our mask. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the kind of things that, oh, and first of all, the paper that you use. I covered my mask with a really thin paper, and it's actually, this is ridiculous, and I've used a lot of this too. It's actually the Strong's exhaustive concordance of the Bible, and I use it because no one wants to read anything exhaustive, and I mean, it's terrible. It's like broke down. It's not like a regular Bible. But it's got really thin pages that are like a hair thicker than tissue. So they're really perfect for this. And that is what I used on here. You could also use maybe a dictionary page or some tissue paper, or rice paper would be great. Sometimes different rice papers don't, when you get glue on them, they kind of fall apart. So, oh yeah, use your strong stuff. That's perfect. Or, you know, any sort of, if you can find some sort of recycling that's thin, that's really good too. I will say, whatever you put down as your base coat, because you're just making it stronger, whatever you put down, don't let it distract you unless you want it to lead your project. So if you're going to use like gel prints that have patterns on them, and like when I did this one, hold on. That's what happened with this one. This one ended up finding, you know, like all of a sudden, all these things started coming in, and I realized, oh my gosh, I'm going to go with this. So it led my project. That's why I put the X over the mouth, and this says top front, and I've got the lines. And where, what's that? What do you mean? Stuffing it? No. Well, not, oh, right here? Yeah. That's what I did to make a base. Yeah. No, you're fine. But this ended up leading my mask. So if you use like tissue scraps or gel print roll-offs or whatever, it might distract you and you'll have a hard time doing, if you had a project in mind, if it might get in the way. You know what I'm saying? Not physically in the way, but visually in the way if you had a plan. So, so this one, I'm going to leave like this and do something more to it, but and it'll be kind of sewing related, I think. Like the goddess of sewing. I don't know. I'm not a huge sewer, so except for by hand. Maybe she'll get slow stitched. I don't know. So it did guide, and I love it, by the way. I love this mask. I love it. But now I don't want to cover any of this. So make sure whatever you put on it, you don't mind covering too. Okay, enough of that chatty chat about that at least. So what I'm going to do is I had you bring on the list, I had you bring cardboard. So what we're going to do is do a kind of a cardboard headdress, I would say, that's connected to our mask. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can copy me step by step, or you can go a completely different direction. It doesn't matter. I just want you to get something that you love out of it. Your art room, or your spirit goddess. That's what you want. Maybe it's time to use those skins, your paint skins. Ooh, or clay right here. Maybe it's time to use some clay. But we'll talk about things to attach to it after. I want to get started on the sort of headdress and get it covered with some paper first. Okay? Any questions? Where's everybody at? Chat's
I
not.
have to figure out what
It's your spirit goddess. So maybe it's something, maybe it's a goddess that looks over you, or watches you, or keeps you safe or out of trouble, or gets you into trouble. And that's right. Tequila makes my pants fall off. I don't think that'll work for this goddess. So what I have here is cardboard, easily cut, ready to go. And I'm going to move this out of my way because I'm on a cutting pad here. I want to cut up my papers. Yes. And you could also, and you get a set of 10 for like $15. I think they're on sale right now too, if the sale's not over. Plus, there's a code texture 5 to get $5 off when you spend 40 on the site, and that's on anything. So, but 10 of them, isn't that crazy? In 2 different sizes. And I love them. I just think they're going to be so much fun. One of the things you might decide to do is mount your mask. So it could be worn, but I'm generally thinking of these as something we would mount and stick on a wall, or hang on a wall like this on a ribbon, or put on a stick, like they're not really Venetian, but it could be like that. My overall thought is something whimsical, but I don't do whimsy real well. But I'm going to try. I sure am. So the headdress. I'm going to layer pieces of cardboard to build up something up here, and then I'm going to figure out something that goes right here, I think. I could change my mind. I don't really have a plan further than that, but we will decide. All right, so I want a bigger piece of cardboard than this. You might decide to go on a canvas with it, even, or just a piece of covered cardboard. Did you guys see the pin board that I made for the new encaustic space? It was made out of doubled up cardboard and peel and stick wallpaper. Crazy, right? So what I'm going to do here is make, I want it to be a little wider than that. So what I'm going to do is kind of mark my cardboard kind of in the middle here. And so I know that that is where the head is. And then I'm going to draw out some shapes. And for whimsical, I would think I almost used that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do something sort of asymmetrical, I think. Or that's not trying to be perfect, at least. So what if I go like that? Because I love these shapes. Not perfect. And then like that. And then maybe I'll add some more pieces on top, or even wings would be kind of fun on one of these. Like Brunhilde, the opera singer, you know, with the wings on her helmet. I don't think I like that. I think I want to. I like this shape. And then maybe like this. Okay. I like that better. As long as you can see your scratches, that's all that matters. And I really don't plan too far ahead. I just kind of let it take me there. I'll have a general idea. So I want to use a marker and mark out where I'm going to go with this. And then we went like this and like this. And like this. All right. So now I'm going to use a blade and cut it. How did you cut your finger off on YouTube? Well, let me tell you. I actually only have it pulled out as thick as the cardboard. I'm not sure why I cut it all the way down there, but that's okay. So I'm going to be layering this, and I'm also going to be covering it so it doesn't matter. The other way to go about doing this is to cut out some shapes ahead of time and stack and layer your shapes. You could use large puzzle pieces. You could use shells, use feathers. Whatever you're going to put on top of this could be really exciting, but you don't have to, you have to have something to put it on. That's the thing. If you're going to hang it outside, you could actually use like butter lids or maybe milk jugs, like cut out the flat planes. I have used milk jugs as fascinators to make crazy hats. I could go get one right now, probably. I made a funeral veil for a Black Widow costume. It wasn't a contest. I was just working. And I put like, I cut the butter tub out on a kind of a curvy piece. And then I added all kinds of stuff to it, including a little sparkly skull and spiders and like black veil to go over my face. And it was really fun. And it's just sitting over there, I think, collecting dust at this point. Most of my stuff is put away. I keep it in trunks, my costumes. I made one year with, I was Medusa, and I had purchased a whole bunch of rubber snakes from Amazon. And then I also used that weird tubing that they sell to put on wreaths. And it all ended up looking like snakes on my head. It's pretty heavy, but it's put in a tub. And I realize this isn't even. It's not what I'm going for. If it was, you could fold your piece of paper in half, draw it out on a piece of paper, and then trace it after you cut it out in half if you want it even. Are you there? Do we not have comments right now working, guys? Raise your hand if you're there. Usually we have more chatter. It has been, go ahead. It has been very stormy in a lot of places. So are you really? Good. Yes. Okay, I'm turning it over now so I can kind of see. Oh my goodness. You guys are awesome. You know that? You're awesome. They are. Um, so like I said, this will apply to so many things that you can even dream of making in the future. It does not have to be. What's that? Oh yeah. Well, you get a gold star. Behaving ourselves in class, she said. Where are you? Because you're right. Where? Oh, we had a terrible storm last night too. It was so windy. I thought the house was going to blow away. The animals were on guard, and oh, hey, Laura. It's Laura, right? How are you? It takes a while. It does take a while. It does. Um. Okay, I think it did okay. I might trim a bit more of that back, but this is a shape I seem to gravitate towards. Um, that I like, and I might end up putting like things on these ones. Um, but I've got some suggestions about things you can use. So where are you at again, Colleen? Where is your neighborhood? Yeah. So, Laura, Violet's not here tonight because her power's out, and Colleen is um, modding for her tonight. I didn't hear from Violet until pretty late in the day because she had to go charge her phone um, in her car, apparently. Usually we're in contact, and I said to Bill, it must be an emergency because there's no way she wouldn't contact me and let me know something or say something. We hang out usually a little early beforehand. Okay, let's check that shape. So I want it wonky, and I want it, see how this distracts with the, because it's not the same color and it's hard to get a good visual. That's what I was saying about what you cover your mask with for your undercoat. You don't want it to distract you. Okay, so I'm gonna, let me look at these edges again right here. So what I want to do, oh, did I not say that? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I said it, but you're important. I want you to know that. And you're so special to do this too. Um, I appreciate it so much. And you were the very first person I thought of in a hurry because I knew you were coming tonight. And oh, well, you guys, neither one of us is techie. Violet's our tech guru, and we figured this out on our own, kind of.
Accidents do happen.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I want that. You can make this as big or as small as you would like. The other thing I have, thank you. The other thing I have out here, where did I do with it though? Gotta find it. Oh, so you could use, this is a board, like a canvas board, like the kind you paint on. You could mount your mask on a board as well and do like a, you know, something like that. And then that would give you the opportunity to decorate this part as well. Or a canvas, an actual canvas. If you use a canvas, make sure whatever you do to this is going to get heavy. Make sure it doesn't make your canvas sag. So that's kind of a thing. Or you could use doubled up cardboard, big pieces of it, or just have it on a stick and put it in a vase. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's. Kind of, but I'm not trying. I'm trying to go for. Let me move this all over. I'm trying to go for a spirit goddess. So not Mardi Gras, not Venetian. Although you guys could do that. What I'm trying to do is like a spirit mask. So let's lay her on there and see how she looks. I might have to stand up because I'm looking over her, you know. Now I'm going to cut out a few more pieces of cardboard to lay on top of that, and we'll glue them together, and then we'll talk about some glues. First of all, I want to get some of these shapes down. Let's see. So the first thing I might do is trace that out again so I can mimic the shape and make it smaller. I mean, I don't have to do it that way, but it helps. That's just how I want to do this one. All right. So let's see. What if I made it like this and like this? We'll cut that one out first. Just throwing papers on the floor at this point. So this will give you the opportunity to get out your texture paste, your crackle paste. You could even use your embossing machine to texture some papers and emboss them. Like, we're not trying to get our final coats on right now. We're trying to get our base that'll be covered so that we can, you know, glue it all together. And so I always say art goes through an ugly stage first. And this is going to be our ugly stage. So that means, you know, the construction. And there's a point where art takes a turn and it starts to come to life. And that's where it leaves that ugly stage, I think. So let's give it a look-see. Oh, it is not. You're full of it. Oh my goodness. So these lines are distracting even. I don't like it. I might paint this. I'm going to cut out my other shapes. I'll paint this after and let it dry while I'm doing that. So, because it'll have to get painted or covered with paper anyway, one or the other. I mean, I could do either one. Maybe I should cover it so I'm making it sturdier and I'm covering that corrugation right there. But let's get some more shapes cut out so it has a chance to glue first. All right. So now I want to, let's see. I'm just winging it here. I'm just building up texture. So I'll probably be adding like 3D elements to these flat planes after I get some texture on them. I do have a bucket next to me, so I could share some themes and ideas, but your basic construction should be, you know, you don't really need the theme. You just need the original, you know, the first idea that comes into play.
Hi, Darcy. She just joined us.
Hey, Miss Darcy, how are you?
And
Mine. Any spirit goddess. Just yes, that's right. Just my spirit guide. I'm going to try to use my scissors here to cut off this. Just building it up. So I know that, let's see. Is it this way? I know that this This piece won't show, so I'm not worried about that because it's going to sit about right there. And I'm going to be doing something to connect this right here. There'll be something covering that seam at least. And it could end up being clay. I'm not sure. I'll try not to do clay for you guys. Just to give you some ideas about how to do it if you don't have all that stuff. So I know I want to use that right there. Let's do another one here, and we're just building it up. Woo, she's got symbols. No, you're fine. So let me tell you, I have stories. It's been a while because we're live the first and third Saturday of each month, right? And we had an extra week in there because there was an extra Saturday in the month. So, things happen, and I always have funny stories I want to share, and then I forget what they are. But one of them, I broke a bone on top of my foot. But I didn't realize I did because, well, I have fibro and I walk around and like from the waist down, I never know what kind of pains or whatever are going to happen. So I just learned to live with it. But I dropped something on my leg on my foot the other day. And it was funny. I woke up and went, what was that? Was it wood? Was it meat? What was that? I couldn't remember because I've been doing the encaustic room and getting that all ready. I'm going to have to call it something else, like a workroom or whatever. And the only thing I've been doing is moving around like wood that would be heavy, or maybe I had some meat fall out, but it's ridiculous. I haven't slept since then and I can't remember. When I did it, I was like, oh, it's going to be broken. And then I forgot all about it because I was doing other things. And yesterday I was on my feet all day. And I realized that, yeah, I definitely broke a little bone in there. But I don't know if it was meat or wood. That's all I have to say, ladies. Because it was one or the other. I was like, Bill, what was that I dropped on my foot the other day? That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? I'm clumsy. Okay, so maybe I'll put these ones. We're going for whimsy here. All right, so I'm just going to draw out the other two and try to match them up. And then we'll cover them. I think it's probably about that size. And then we'll cut it down. And then let's just make another little. So I hope that y'all get something out of this construction phase. We'll do a drawing pretty quick. Hey, Darcy, your name's in there. Laura, your name's in there. Everybody here has their name in that because it was from the last two videos. Well, the two besides the one I did yesterday. All right. This is a great way to use your cardboard boxes up too. Your recycling. We'll get her back on her beans in a minute. Okay. So let's see if I kind of stagger those. She's kind of like this. I'm just guessing with these last shapes. Maybe like that. Oh, good guessing. Okay. I like that. That gives me some lift. And then I might add, these are nice flat planes that I can add easily because it's harder to add texture over a stencil through on a surface like this. But it will be easy right here. Or I could use fabric, or I could use some of that rusty fabric because maybe my goddess is rusty. Maybe that's it.
No comment.
I'm pretty sure she's rusty. She needs coffee right now. I know that. She also needs tequila. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so I've decided. So I changed my mind a lot along the way. I'm going to go ahead and glue these down, and then I'll cover them. How's that? And that'll take away my hard edges, which I was just going to use texture paste for anyway, but it'll soften that up a little bit too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let me get back on some paper here. What are they? Yep. Huh. I don't cut a lot of cardboard, but I never know what I'm going to be cutting. Um, I mean, I do make a lot of weird 3D things, so it's very possible that I could use them on other stuff too. Would they work on like plastic lids, or milk jugs or things like that? Because I do use that sort of stuff. Okay, talk about glue. Um, so what I want to use here is either going to be my favorite glue. Your glue should be as hard or as heavy as your substrate that you're gluing. And that means it should weigh about the same. If it's a tissue, it's okay to use a glue stick. Paper is good. You could even use school glue with water. But if you're doing something heavy like this, you really want some heavier glue. Here it is. I've actually got a second one right here. There we go. Another thing, so my favorite one is the Crafters Workshop Matte Gel Medium. And it is actually really good for paper too. You don't get any wrinkles and it just works really well. This is heavier. So I also might reach for a golden soft body gel medium. That one works really good because it works fast. If you want to do it fast, you could use hot glue. I mean, that's okay too. So let's see. This one. Yeah, I keep another one of these on hand because I like it so much. My glue. You could use molding paste for this as well. Oh no, it's a good thing I keep a second one on hand. That's dried out. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't know what that is. I have nerve damage. Is that what you mean? Yeah. I we refer to it as fibromyalgia. However, that's why I'm clumsy too. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that on there where I want it. Soft body gel medium, like the golden ones that I have, those dry really fast and they're good for really heavy things. You can glue little metal items. You can glue just about anything with those. I want to stagger that down a little bit. But that's what I mean when I say your glue should be as heavy as the item you are gluing. I went through glue trials when I started paper crafting, and I had already done a lot of stuff, 3D stuff and costumes and, things like that. But I definitely went through the glue trials that I think everybody goes through. Or they don't know which one to use or which one to get. And they try them all, and we all have that drawer. Does everybody have a drawer of glue or a box of glue somewhere? I bet you do. Stagger that a little bit more. Yep, that should be. How old is your granddaughter? Oh, that's nice. Well, at least you get to share with her. My granddaughter is the same age and lives in Arizona, and it's so sad. I'm so sad. I want to play with her. And she also is really creative, and my daughter says it skipped a generation. So she doesn't play. She doesn't get to create with her, and she when we see each other, she can't wait to get creative. Okay, so now is the time where we are going to cover this. And I am going to use, let's see, I'm just going to use scraps that I have. And then we're going to add some texture. So we won't worry about that right away. Let's get it covered first. So I'm imagining we're going to do our this kind of construction in this first episode. In the next one, we'll be choosing and adding all of our elements, and then we'll get together and do the finishing touches. So there might be a third one, but I'm not sure. And I might do it like not on a regularly scheduled time as well. We'll see. All right, let me find. I guess I need to tear some more pages out of my exhausted book here. So your paper has a grain. For anybody that doesn't know that, it's going to tear easily along one, and it'll tear straight. So find that, do it first. And you're going to want small pieces for the curved mask, because that's how you get around all these little corners and stuff, by using small pieces. And it makes it stronger. And then you can add gel prints or stencil over tissue with some texture after you get the first layer down. All right. Who's tossing crap in a bin? Oh, the glue. I just looked up and saw that. Okay, here I have a red sweet pepper strip pimento. No, I'm kidding. It's a school glue and water. Hey, there's a little something you can do with your glue and water or your paint, or when they're not mixing, or they're getting old and you need to add liquid. You can add a BB or a heavy bead, or just add a few. And I add that to my paints all the time. It's a good use for BBs right there. Or glass beads, but I don't want the glass beads to break. My luck, this will rust, and I'll have nice rusty glue. But it's never happened before. Oh, you know what, Laura? I hoard things I love too. And I was even thinking about my spirit goddess mask. I might use some of those things on my mask. I was thinking about it today when I was looking for things and deciding on her style. Oh, we lost service for a minute there. So I am going to get some of these larger pieces in here and let the brush do my work for me. And this just makes it stronger. Decide where my creases want to be, or if I want to fill it in with paper. I'm just kind of laying it down using the brush. Okay. I think the cat just got in. I have the door closed. I just felt something touch my leg. I'm kind of weirded out right now. I had another fun. Yeah, I hope it's the cat and not my spirit goddess come to talk to me. Um, I had another funny story and I forgot what it was. I was gonna tell. I should have wrote that on my list, huh? I really had something that I was gonna share. Oh, I've had a crazy week. I'm really excited to start the encaustic journey. And I'm still going to be doing this kind of stuff. I'm just adding it to what I'm doing because I can use all those things I hoard, Laura, in wax. And I'm going to do something I've never done before besides the wax. I want to start a series, 3 items or less, or maybe it's going to be 5 items or less. I am a more is more person. So it's really hard for me to go, oh, yeah, I'm only going to add 3 because I like to add 93. That's just how I am. And I want to, that way I take less down to that room. But also, I am having to learn techniques and work with the wax and the things I can do to the wax instead of what can I add to this piece. What other physical numbered thing can I add? Does that make sense? Oh, it's so beautiful, Evie. There's so many things that you can do. And you really don't need all those supplies if you own your house and have a space where you feel comfortable, using wax and maybe fire. Um, because you're painting with a little fire sometimes, or you can just use a heat tool that does different things. Um, there's so many different things. So, Evie, write this down: ENCAUSTIC, encaustic, and look it up on Pinterest and see all the beautiful things. It's ethereal. It can be like you can use all your mixed media in it. You can do something dark and stormy and Edgar Allan Poe-ish, like your group. It's just amazing. And there's depth. Um, Depth because you're layering things in beeswax and tree resin, and you get to bury things in it, and then you can see through the wax and you can see the different layers. If you add some scratches and put some oil paint in it, or because you can't use the only thing you can't really use is acrylic paint. You have to use oil paint or any of your other, crayon mediums, your soft pastels, your oil pastel sticks. Um, you can use watercolor papers like that you've painted, or I haven't done any of these things yet though. So I'll be learning, and I hope that you guys can or will want to join me and learn as I go too. But I'll be doing it alongside this stuff. I'm still doing what I do. I'm just adding the encaustic. I've been wanting to do it for 20 years, since college, and I just never had a chance. Everything was always on the back burner. So, or it was always on the back burner, and everything was more important, or I didn't have the opportunity. So, wow. I can't wait to see that. She actually shared where she's doing it from her kitchen counter. Um, you need an old griddle or an electric skillet that gets down to 200 degrees or 180 degrees, because you only want to keep it heated to a certain point. You don't want it to smoke, and it's nothing over 200. Um, and you need the wax medium, which is like it's beeswax, and it's mixed with Damar resin. And I bought my first bag from RF, but I'm going to start making my own. I do have the resin. Um, I mean, you don't need that much, and you guys probably already have some of these things in your studios because you're a hoarder like me, and you love to try new things. And I mean, who has oil paint? You don't have to have it, but I mean, maybe you have some that you have never used because you felt like you needed to get some oil paint or oil sticks. So you got to make sure the glue is under and above, and then as it softens, you use your brush to push it down into the places you want it. Or you can just add more glue and leave it tight. But oh yeah, um, it's kind of like the way we did it in school when we put it between wax paper and made a, yeah, I think we all did that. Well, most of them. Yep, yep, yep. Um, maybe made fall leaves or something. I feel like that was always a fall project because I got it from my kids too. So when I get done with this, it'll need a moment to dry and or dry enough to add more to start adding texture. So I'll work on the mask at that point. I'm not sure what yet, but I will. But I'm gonna. That's right. You guys could crumple up tissue paper and cover as well if you want to add that kind of texture. That's always nice. Hey, Sherry. How are you? So we'll do the drawing, I guess, before I decide what I'm going to do to move on with that. Um, and catch up for a minute. Sherry, your name is in there too because you commented on one of the last videos. Okay, I'm going to have to wrap around the edges, but I won't do that until this side is more dry so I can set it on its back. But let me make sure that I've got it around all of these. I am going to add more pieces that stick out so that I can wrap it in different directions. Just a few. Like that one needs one. Oh, that's awesome. There's nothing more rewarding than making a sale like that and or making many sales and having feedback from people. It's so nice to have feedback, especially if they're shopping. Yeah. So I'm just doing this enough where I can go and trim into the corners when I go to wrap it, but it has enough to wrap around. And maybe I will add some crumpled paper as well. I do like the way that looks when you add your mediums to it. Am I still in shot there? Okay. I'm going every which direction too to make it stronger. So another way that you could do this would be to make a headband for, or part of a headband for your, like the kind that goes across your forehead, for your mask. This just goes behind her. I got to figure out what I'm going to fill her with to mount her. Maybe I'll put lights inside of her so they glow out of her eyes. My husband's good at that stuff. That would be kind of cool or scary or scary. I'm not really trying to make her scary like my other one, though. That was an accident, sheerly an accident. Yeah. Yeah, this is my inner spirit goddess. Not scary. Not scary. She's she's silly, probably. I would imagine she's silly, and I might even take some of the things I like most about masks. I had a collection of African masks at one point, like from Africa, and my favorite one is the only one I saved in all of that when I redid everything, and it was really hard to let those go, by the way, because I would hang them in giant ornate Baroque frames on my wall, and it was in an old house when I had high ceilings, but um I lost my point. Oh, my favorite one. In many cultures, if you put a bird on the head, it means something really significant, like flying higher or aspiring to higher things or dreaming. And I would like her to have a bird somewhere on her headdress. I think that's important to me. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk first while these dry before I do my drawing about some of the things that you could add to your mask. So if you're going to do this, or if you're going to do it on a different substrate, we're going to do that in a minute. You could add, besides the normal mixed media stuff, you could add straws. You could add, I've got some little plastic spiders here. You could add all your little jewels and all the kind of things that you like to create with. Here's more of those plastic straws that I hadn't used yet, and I thought that might be really cool, like if I adhere that somewhere right up in here. I'm not sure yet. You could use old stencils or plastic doilies. Those could be added instead of just using like a stencil, or even some of this stuff would be cool. Especially if you're going to make her whimsical, like try to think outside the box. Of course, you could add fabrics and trims. Like this would be most excellent on her, I think. And then all your jewelry. Maybe you have jewelry or chipboard, or maybe this goes on her forehead. I don't know. There's the bird. Maybe I'll use that bird. I like birds. I also have these weird plastic picks. And these pieces are cool, so maybe those would be cool on the headdress. I don't know. So just think outside the box and see, what you might find. Maybe puzzle pieces. Could go in your husband's tool room and find some things, or I might use some of this metal. I do have some leather, vinyl upholstery that looks like leather. Let's see, maybe one of those trees or shells. I have a feather, some Mardi Gras beads. Sky's the limit. I feel like just think about what your spirit goddess might like. Maybe she likes pieces of wood. I've got these in here. And I thought about doing one with leaves and sticks and doing like a stick crown on her. That would be really fun too. But this is a spirit goddess, and she's probably a little more tarnished than that. Most likely, rusty bottle caps, and, maybe she likes wine. Maybe she wants corks. I don't know. So let's do a drawing. How do you guys feel about that? Drawing. Tell me you want a drawing. Oh, you bought a frowning mask from the clearance section. So it's like a theater mask, like the smiling and the frowning one. That is so cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, you could use your gel prints, you could use photographs or magazines, or you could use wrapping paper. I mean, just anything you can think of. And maybe it's something you've been hoarding that you don't know what to do with and you want to do something special with. Maybe if she's going to hang on your wall, this is the place for that. It's kind of what I was thinking and why I might use some of the like jewels that I've been carrying around for so long. All right. So what do you guys think about a drawing? Yeah. Everybody's so quiet today. They are. Must be storm. Or hopefully maybe it's just because people are making masks with me. I never got an answer on that one. Ooh, peacock feathers. Yes, I love that idea. Oh, the drawing sounds good. There we go. Doodling while you watch, Darcy. Awesome. Hey, Darcy, you could paint your mask and doodle on it. Think about that. Whatever you're into at the moment doesn't have to be your spirit goddess mask. It could be apply whatever you're into at the moment. Whatever. Maybe it's sewing. Maybe you made one of those slow stitched what are those called? On the ribbon with the spool. I know they were calling them something. I'm trying to remember. Anybody? Do you know what I'm talking about, Colleen? Well, it's where they've taken the roll of fabric, attached it to a wooden bobbin or a wooden spool, and done all the slow stitching and added lace and all that. Maybe she gets like a headband made of that. That would be really cool. Um, exactly, exactly. Oh, Diane's eating Korean barbecue chicken while she watches. A snippet roll. Thank you, Lisa. That was so good. A snippet roll would be really cool as like a headband, or or even to curl and make like a headdress out of. Oh man, that would be cool. All right. Oh yeah, Sherry had it too. All right. So what's that? Ooh. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, it sounds like the mask I made with the patterns. So do you have pattern paper? You could make one of those masks. Yeah, yeah, and then you could do some actual stitching on it. How fun would that be? Hey, Gretchen. I can't believe you were stitching up people. You guys hear this? She's kind of a gory rock star. Yeah. Wow. I just can't imagine. I mean, I've just gotten to the point where I can watch some blood on a TV show. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, mine is way, way more squeamish than I am. I cover his eyes if a needle comes out on TV. Um, like for any shot commercials or whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're gonna do this and this. Oh, are you guys not hearing, Colleen? Yeah, have you guys heard her at all? Yeah, that would be terrible. They haven't been able to hear you this whole time. So do you guys think that I've been sitting here talking to myself? That's the question. Oh my goodness. I can hear you. Um,
Oh
hold
dear.
on. Okay, can you guys hear her now?
Occasionally, faintly. Is this any better?
Yeah, I don't have you muted.
I just turned my volume up and you're loud now, but
Oh, there's your forehead. Wave. I'm really not alone, you guys.
oh no, no.
It's okay.
I know,
I'm gonna do the
Okay.
thing.
But nobody can hear. Oh my gosh.
I don't understand.
Me either.
Oh, they said much better. Okay. Can see
Ah,
and hear her. Okay.
my
All right.
volume was low apparently. I wish
Oh,
they'd
we've got
said
you back
something
in.
sooner.
Yeah, you guys just thought I was crazy, huh?
Don't they already know that?
Okay, so while that camera is catching up, I'm not going to click anything else. So oh, come on. Hold on. It's delaying here on me. Solo layout. There we go. Okay, so you guys can hear her now. Yeah, I really want you to answer that, Anne. Do you think I'm crazy? Yes, answer that, please. She's still very quiet. Well, she kind of has a quiet voice, and I'm very loud, and I have a camera in my forehead, just so you know. Sorry about that. So,
So am
Colleen,
I.
yeah, speak up, Colleen, with your quiet voice.
I'm very sorry. I don't know what I'm doing, and
Oh,
this will
no, you're
probably be the
fine.
first and last time.
No, you're fine. There's really, and crazy is the best way. You're right, Deb. I believe in that. And Colleen, just so you know, this is the most relaxed stream. Nothing ever to worry about. And knowing
Thank you,
that you're
Liz.
available, I might call you again.
Okay.
Okay,
All
we're doing
right.
it now, guys.
Well,
We're doing
it's
it
your
now.
guys' loss because I was just extremely witty.
She
So
was. She was hilarious. It was like I'd have had to charge you. Seriously, she was that funny.
I was
So,
trying to channel Violet.
okay, are we ready? Are we ready? It's in my hand.
Go
So,
for it.
if this is an international person,
Oh,
I'm going to
good.
be doing two.
Oh,
So, I for anybody international, I'm going to do something special digitally. And for anybody that is, just know that there might be a second one. Okay. Are we ready? Laura, you are the winner, Laura. One-legged witchy woman.
congratulations.
One-legged witchy woman.
Oh, great. Here you go.
So are you still here? Let's congratulate her. That is awesome. And Laura, you're getting the poetry book that I made right here. And don't worry, we'll have another drawing again very soon. Maybe next time it'll be for like a Happy Mail pack. Because I love doing that too. Hey, no, I think this one I was thinking that's not from Anne, this bead. I think it is from Carolyn Brown, which I haven't seen for a while. Anyway, I'm going to set this up here. And Laura, you're going to have to get with me and I'll get your address. You know, that felt really, didn't it? I wish I had another prize to give away. There she is. Oh, hey, Patricia and Mariah.
Hello.
Thank you for
Yes.
coming in. We appreciate it. We have Colleen tonight. Violet's without power. So, okay, so let's see. This is still very wet. So I'm going to wait on this, my headdress. Kind of push it down on the edges because those are going to get wrapped. And I'm going to move this off to the side, like totally off to the side and let it dry. I don't want to get out of heat gun while we're on. Okay, so now we have our mask. So it's already covered. So the first thing I want to do is figure out when I have that headdress on there, it's going to go all the way back and that'll be behind it, right? And that'll be flat. So I'm going to afterwards have to figure out a fun way to attach it according to her spirit and her style. And the first thing I want to do is get some paint on here next. So we don't have a lot of wet glue. I would probably add another layer if I wanted it stronger, but it's pretty, I mean, it's strong. It's very strong. Anyway, so paint is next. And I got the best gold ever, you guys. It covers so well. I'm shocked, really. And I wanted to talk to you about that because you know how gold is a really hard color. It's always so transparent. This one is super opaque and it's like surprising. And it's also that got a deal, and they should be sending me free paint because I keep talking about their paint. But it's like 7 something on Amazon. And you get this giant tube, but the gold is fantastic. And I like it a lot. So what I want to do is decide on a shape for her forehead.
What was the brand again, hon? I'm sorry.
It is Got a Deal. Gotideal.
Okay.
And I'm going to use this just so you can see right here. So it might end up being black in the end, but we'll see how the gold goes on over this, you know, because my spirit goddess would have a black headdress, you know, or it'll get covered with stuff. I don't know, but let's use this and see if it covers enough. So I'm just going to go right here. It really is very good, creamy, thick paint. It's like a heavier body. You see it standing up here. They really should send me free paint. So let's see. I want to choose a paintbrush that works for me, not against me. And usually that's a straight edged paintbrush of some sort. I'm going to try that one. My favorite one is all messed up. I've had my paintbrushes for so many years. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to turn it this way so I can see on our bag of beans. So she doesn't have to be completely even, but ish, you know. And I'm going to get the outline down, and then what I'll do is get a bigger brush to fill it in. I just want to get this line on here right and decide where it's at. So the texture I'm going to add to the headdress because it's flat plains. It's harder on the face. I should have this on a turntable. That really helps. I want it to go dramatically down like a widow's peak. I should do it really, really off center on purpose. So where is that? Right there. I'm going to stand up. I'm standing up to look at it, guys. Because sometimes you just have to. So we have that right there-ish. Not perfect. All right, now it's time for that bigger brush, I think. All right, bigger brush, bigger brush. These are usually my favorite brushes, but it's not as sharp anymore. Look at how it covers.
Yeah, you're covering a lot of area with just a
Well, the gold. Look how well it covers. Usually your gold is way more opaque.
Yeah,
or way more
would be more
yeah.
layers worth. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is pretty opaque. I mean, it's pretty thick. Of course, this is just a first coat, so. And then I think we should give it a moment and look at that list and talk about one of the other things that we're going to be exploring during this series because it's about the 3D and all the texture that we create and how to attach things. And there we go.
Okay, Diane, here's your opportunity to get all those texture plates out.
Yeah, for sure. One of the ways that you can add texture to the curved spaces on, if you want to add it to your face, is to use a stamp over texture paste. So you would spread your texture paste on, let it dry just a little bit until it's not sticky to the touch, but it's still not dry all the way through. And then push on it with a stamp and clean your stamp right away. Or your texture plate, or, you know, any of those things. Just make sure you clean it right away. Look how good that covers.
Well, Diane and I were talking one day about dry embossing.
Uh-huh.
And
That's exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, she said she has quite an extensive collection. And now that I've seen her work, I agree she won. She has a lot of beautiful pieces.
I don't have as many. I have, I don't, I didn't even know about paper crafting until 2 years ago. And I include all of that stuff kind of in my artwork instead of, like in my mixed media. I have made some journals, and I did make some at first, but I'm more likely to make an art book or use gel prints, or, you know, than paper crafting stuff. This is so much paint. I cannot waste this. This will drive me crazy. It'll drive me nuts. I can't do it. So let's grab some canvas here. There was like so much paint on the brush because it's thick. Okay. All right. So we're going to leave that like that. And then let's see. Boy, I did do it really wonky, didn't I? A way you can do that is to draw it out first, but I'm going to be covering a lot of that. You know, these sort of wood pieces would be great for this. Do you see this? That would be really nice. I think she'll probably get a jewel up in there anyway. Yeah. Or you guys can use, like I said, Mardi Gras beads, or I had these, I think this was a necklace of my granddaughter's when she was little, and I was going through the kids' toys. But all of these things can be painted, so don't see them in their original color. See them blank if you can. If you can, I mean, because I don't like pink, and that would put me off, and I'd have to paint it right away. But
Deb wants to know, is that paint quick drying too?
It is. It really is. Okay. It's surprising how well it covers and the heavy body. This is off of an outdoor, like a pinwheel, and it is rusty. And I've been waiting to use this in something too, and that could go right there. So it could be anything that ends up right there, you know. And over here, let me make sure that I've covered everything in my little bucket. You guys can find some wood scraps. You could use things like that on the front. Oh, maybe my spirit guide is like a fortune teller with mind magic. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Or maybe it's crooked and she's wonky. Huh. But layers of cardboard, metal, anything you can think of that you have like in abundance. Buttons, could be buttons. Who knows? So should I make it more crooked, I wonder? Nah, we'll just keep it like that. Okay, let's get our other piece out. I should have that on a board. I had all the other ones on a board so that I could move it back and forth. I actually started 5 the same day. I didn't mean to. I thought I was just going to cover one or two. I kept grabbing more of them because I had other ideas, which was really fun. It's fun to get those base coats down and kind of see it start to come to life. So we're letting that dry. Let's think about this for a second. So another way you can do this is to make a wire, sort of a sculpture to put on the head, or around the face. Or you could even take fabric, and you remember this stuff right here? Remember this fabric stiffener from the 80s? I think that's when my grandma used to use it. And this bottle was like my stepmother's, and I've never used it. I have one that's dried up too, I discovered. But if you soak your fabric in a glue and water mixture, I think it would work the same. And then you just drape your fabric around it. And you can, of course, use stencils and stamps and whatever you want on your fabric and treat it like a mixed media project. Or you could use like upholstery, or something thinner would make nice wrinkles around your piece, and then let it dry on foil. So make your foil form around it and then lay your fabric over it, and it'll dry in those peaks and valleys and stand up the way you want it. So that's another way. So let's see if we've got enough. Okay, I'm going to put you on to tell a joke. I'm going to mute myself. Can you do that? I'm not putting your face on. I'm just muting you or muting me. Okay, because I'm going to use the heat tool so I can flip this over. Okay. So you tell
Okay,
Diane.
Diane said she found what she thought was a cool ceramic man's face for her next assemblage. Turns out it was a candle.
Oh, well, I can't.
Well, couldn't you still use it, Diane, and make some changes to it with heat? Well, I don't know any jokes, I don't know what to say other than it's very cold here without power. And we're hoping that we get it back soon. We had terrible, terrible storm last night. And my family, some of their trees fell down onto neighbors' houses. Luckily, nobody was hurt. Oh, you're having trouble with the internet going in and out? Diane, she says she can still use the candle. It was the face of the man, but she couldn't figure out why he had a wick coming out of the top of his head.
Well, don't you like your men like that? I'm sorry. If there are any men here, I apologize. I do. Oh, can't have that on there.
Now, Sharon just went away to work on something. She told me to tell a joke.
Did you tell one?
I don't know any jokes. So just like a good host, I talked about the weather.
All right. Well, that's fine too. Violet tap dances. It's cool.
Sorry.
No, you can do that. That's fine. Anything that you can think of, that's fine. Right, guys? She's doing great. And you guys aren't very chatty today anyway, so it's fine. So everywhere there's a curve, I'm making a little slit in it so that I can wrap around. Looks like I could have handled some more. I'll have to do it from this side. So the back of this isn't going to show. This is probably going to go
Thank you,
on
guys. You're all
a
generous.
board. She is doing good, guys. So I won't be sharing the back of this at all. Hey, I was thinking another way you could attach a headpiece to this is to cut a shape out, like a large shape, and then cut a hole in it slightly smaller than the mask and put it down over the mask, kind of like if you made your dog into a sunflower or a lion, like it would go around the face this
A
way,
mane.
like so it would be surrounded that way. That would be kind of fun too. I almost did that in a heart. Because and like a Queen of Hearts is something I collect and might be fun. I used to make thrones out of old leather chairs, and I was many years ago. It was when I was in college, actually. And I would I had one I painted an abstract Queen of Hearts on from the card, not from Alice in Wonderland, because that's what I like is the cards. But I painted this really abstract from the card, the Queen of Hearts, on the seat and the back because it was leather. And then I had painted the chair gold in the first place. And I built up finials on it, on the back of it, with bits of jewelry and, things like that. And then I added jewelry to the chair. So it would be really appropriate for me to put a heart around one of these, and it would really go with, my style, I guess. My gaudy style. That's what I'm saying. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. My very gaudy style. Oh, I sing that song.
PM Artist Studio says playing with the Queen of Hearts is one of her top songs.
That's awesome. My mom used to listen to that, and I've just always loved that song, and I will sing it out at karaoke if somebody asks me to. And once out at karaoke after a Juice Newton concert.
It takes quite a few margaritas for me to do karaoke.
I was a karaoke host.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
It's no big deal for me. And I had a band in my 20s, and I've been singing all my life. So it's really no big deal for me. That's why you catch me singing on here, making a fool of myself all the time. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Diane says she got a Halloween hat for her pit bull one year.
Oh.
It was a queen with face with yellow hair coming from her hat.
Oh, really?
It wasn't real inspired. Animal abuse.
Mine have a spider costume and a bee costume for my dog that I had to put down last year. She had the bee costume. The spider costume. And I haven't put it on the dogs, obviously, since. Mayhem didn't have one on this year. We didn't do anything this year, and it's my favorite holiday.
Witchy Woman and Mariah say, was that a Juicy Newton song?
It was not. That's the one. You mean the Donna Summer that I just did?
Juice Newton.
You mean the I'm So Excited that I just did? That's a song that I sing all the time on here. And it's Donna Summer. I think it's Donna Summer. It's the one that goes through my head before every live stream.
You're all younger than me. I don't know.
A midnight, it just ain't right. You gotta. I can't remember the words.
Donna said it's hard to
Moonlight.
find something to fit a head like a concrete block.
A hit? What?
To fit a head like a
Oh,
concrete
her
block.
dog? Is that
I
what she's saying?
guess. Yeah, pit
Oh.
bull, kind of squarish face. Yeah.
Well, you know, Mayhem has that head shape, but Mayhem is okay. His dad is half dachshund, half pit bull, so he looks like a roided out dachshund, and he was giant. And his
Oh,
mom was a healer, so he's a. We hadn't come up with a clever name for it. A dachshund healer pit, or a wiener healer pit. I don't know. There's nothing clever in it, and he looks goofy. That's what it
sounds
is.
confused.
He is. It was a friend on the farm. It was totally an accident, and we were
Mhm.
like, "We'll take that accident." So I had a cocker spaniel put down about 6 months earlier, and my heart was still broken. And it was when I had that botched surgery, and everything started going wrong, and I kind of needed a pet to hang out with.
Oh,
So I got Mayhem, and he loves Daddy more, but he feels like he has to be next to me because it's his job. So I always tell him, "You can go hang out with Daddy. It's okay. I have a cat now. It's good." I always feel bad because Daddy wants to play with him, and he wants that. He's really rough. He doesn't mean to be rough. He just is. I know this is probably not that exciting watching me glue. We're just wrapping right now. I'll try to come up with some exciting thoughts while I do it. Let's see. Exciting thoughts. Exciting thoughts. I don't have any. I got nothing, guys. I got nothing. Right now I'm focused on gluing. So, Colleen, this is where you come in.
I think next time we should ask Annie to do this. She's always full of wit.
It's funny. We can have all kinds of wit when we're off camera, but when we get on camera, it's harder.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it sure is.
Yeah.
Well, I would have had jokes ready if I had known I was going to be doing
Oh,
this.
yeah. It was kind of last minute.
Yeah, kind of.
And you're doing great. You really
We did
don't
it.
have to tell jokes. It's never
I
happened.
finally made the connection 7 minutes to the hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Wasn't it closer than that? I thought it was 3.
Well, then by the time you were trying to tell me everything real quick, I said, you've got 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm almost to the end here, guys. So the last thing I might want to do, I can either wrap it with paper or I can cheat, because this is going to get covered with whatever I cover this with, and the back's not going to show, but I want the edges to be closed because it's corrugated, and I want it to be strong still. So this is an important step, but I think I might even take some tape. So this is your washi tape. This is where it shines, but glue it down and get around all those edges to seal off your corrugation. It almost looks like an animal paw. I'm not trying to do that, I swear. I think I'm going to cut some more.
This
Go ahead.
isn't too bad. This is prep time. Somebody was saying this is a lot of prep time, but I think at this
It's fun.
stage, like the next session, it'll be the fun stuff, getting down
Yeah.
to the purdies.
And yeah, if you're the person that wants to get right to the purdies, you don't have to do these steps. You can, you can just cover your mask with something that makes it stronger, or start with a strong one to begin with. I mean, these are pretty strong. They're paper mache. And I want it to hold up. So,
Yeah.
that's why I want to add the layers to this. And I also want to make it my own. So it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of prep time, and then you get in the zone. You can get into your project, and it's very cathartic to sit and glue something, I have to say.
Well, I would like doing this and then, going to bed that night and be thinking about, okay,
Right.
now what?
About how you're going to, and that's why I don't think that far ahead for something like this.
I think it could take a week or so to get it to the pretty.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it also might, I'm going to set it on here and then I'll just keep it on there and then I can tear that paper off when it's time. You know, you could cover it with wallpaper or you could cover it with things that are already decorated, gel prints, things like that. But I like this part, you know, getting into it, getting in the zone, letting it come to life and taking those steps. I think they're really, look at that, guys. Look at that. Can you see it? She's magnificent already.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the ugly stage, and I don't hate her right now.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Evie.
Oh, somebody stole someone's pet?
Apparently, I'm going back up.
Oh, no, she's talking about you didn't get much time to prep. Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
No.
yeah.
And
But
this
somebody
is also,
did, apparently.
this is also like going back to your childhood and, you know, playing in paper mache and, you know, Darcy, you've been doodling. You know what that's like to sit and get that cathartic feeling when you go back and do something that is repetitive and simple, and it's therapeutic for you. It's art therapy, honestly. Um, and then all the creative ideas that come next, that's another stage altogether. These stages, just cathartic, I think. But okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out, I'm not attaching her yet. So what I'm gonna do to this, do I want to add another layer or do I want to leave these plain for now so I can add other bits to that, which I think I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to add another layer of cardboard. I think I'm going to leave these flat so I can add texture at this point. And not paint, just texture. So let's do it, shall we? I'm going to leave it on here and then I can tear it off. And let me see here.
You've got about 18 minutes.
Oh my gosh, that went fast.
Yeah.
Holy Moses, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so as far as texture goes, one of the things you can do around your curvy planes is to add texture to tissue paper. But you have to do it in small sections because like this isn't just going to lay on here. When you glue it down, you have to take it apart and put it in small sections. There's a PM Artist Studio gear right there. But I've got several on here. I was just testing it, and what I did was I dried that over a mask to see if it would keep the shape, and it didn't. So I did a little experimenting. I get it out of the way so you guys don't have to worry about it. See? So I think my spirit goddess might have, you could put an actual goddess on there. You guys see that? Did you go to the PM stream where she found the goddess in the shell and used it? It would be kind of fun to do a sea goddess, but that's not me. That's not me. Might be one of you guys. So, but that's just an option. And
Fran
you could
did that too with her head.
You could put a face on each one. I mean, or a goddess on each one, or some sort of a spiritual thing, you know, an entity on each one, like a Greek god. Or, I mean, it would just be fun. You're thinking of this like it's either part of her or it's a hat that she wears. So what I'm thinking more like mine might be celestial. So I got this. It just came from China. And I haven't opened it yet. And I'm thinking I'm going to use some of this just in pieces, just taking apart little pieces of the stencil. Don't worry, PM. I'm sure that I'm going to reach for one of yours because you have a special spot on my desk. Okay, so I'm thinking like I really like this shape right here. Minus, I mean, I probably wouldn't do the sun, but I like that circle and I think it's really special. You could also use any other curvy shape, and because these are curvy lines, I wouldn't want to add just something straight, unless I do a whole row of them like a pattern. And these are far too straight to do that because it's organically curvy, it's not symmetrical, and it just wouldn't work design ways. But this might work if I laid it over. Let's find out where my head hits here, because I want some of it peeking out, but not all of it. And I'll do this first because I'm going to do what's around her head first. So let's say I put that right there. I'll put my mask up. Oh, see that? See the lines it created? I really like that. So I'm going to do that. How straight are we right there? Okay, so I'm going to leave that in place. Listen to my voice. It's been pretty like dumping rain, and we're having like floods, and we've had flash flood warnings again. I want regular. Okay, I'm going to use my golden molding paste. You could use light and fluffy, but I'm out. You could use just a gel medium, like a heavy gel medium would work. You could use crackle paste, but the cracks aren't going to show. And I want this one. See if it fits in there. So it's probably not going to show until I get paint on it, which I think will be really fun. But I'm going to add texture to the other bits as well. And I kind of want to get some loft on there. So I'm kind of spreading it thick. And we'll see how much of those lines show up. And then I'm going to clean my stencil right away. See those lines in there? And clean it up.
Is it possible to get any closer without a big...
I can't move my camera down.
Okay. Okay.
But what I can, let's see.
Raise
Are
it
you
up
guys
a little
wanting to
for
see the
people to
stencil?
see.
Is that it? Let's see. I keep a bucket of textures, and this is a failed piece next to me. Well, and there's texture on here. It's just the color isn't, I mean, it's not finished. So what I'm going to do is clean my stencil off right here and what's left on my card and see. That way you guys can see what the stencil is. It's a cool stencil. I mean, but it was literally a couple bucks from AliExpress, and they're cheap, you know. They're made for stuff like this. So if they get ruined, you don't have to feel bad. And just cleaning it off. That's enough. Meh. It's not even all weeded. There's still plastic pieces in there.
It shows up a little better. That's good.
What's that?
It shows up a little better on the dark.
See that? It's just, I chose it because it has this that I wanted, and it has a lot of other things going on, like this weird alphabet down here. I think it says elective attractions. That's cool. It is a cool saying. But it's, you know, it's one of those ones that's got a lot of things going on, and I can pick and choose. I might take it back out to use the stars still. Might. But that's just a practice board that I keep, you know, like I have it in a bucket over here in a bin full of textures. And this is the one in the front because I can pull it out and add leftover paste to it like that. Okay, what's next? So now I've got these other flat planes here, and I'm going to try some other stencils. I may decide to go in where I painted that gold and add some clay, but I really am going to try not to. I'm going to try to use like easier things that, you know, the what we have sort of stuff. Let's see.
Oh, Lisa says that YouTube just did an update. You can
Oh,
actually zoom in on videos now.
oh, really? I'm going to have to
Yeah.
figure out how that works because I have
Probably
no idea. Maybe I do want to use the goddess stencil and use some of these lines up here. Maybe I will do that
I think
because I'm trying to figure out what I want to put up there. You think what?
well, I think she may mean where users can zoom in on a line.
Oh, well, that
That
would
would be
be cool.
fabulous.
I just dropped a stencil here. Okay. Wouldn't it be fun to cover one of these with fans? Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would. So I think I might use that, and I might use some of these goddess lines. Here's another one. I just want something that's curvy like my curves here. So I'm thinking like, I just don't want to get paste all over these. Like that.
Mariah said, yes, it works when watching on your mobile.
Oh, well, that's
But
cool
she
though.
says, it doesn't work on the desktop, if I'm understanding what she's saying here.
I wish I'd have brought a bucket of water up for these. I mean, I'm still going to put things on these on the bottom right here, but I'm going to add the texture just to have it there in case any of it shows. It's kind of like when you add layers and you cover it and you're like, why did she just do that if she's going to cover it? But it's because, you don't know what's going to show. So I want it to go this way now. I swear I hear a mail truck, which is weird because, well, it should have come by now. I swear that's what I'm hearing. Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, you've got 10 minutes, 9 minutes.
I thought you were going to say it was tool time, but
Oh, it's almost my pineapple martini time.
martini time? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Have you ever had a pineapple one?
I have not. I have not. So if anybody's going to do this with me and they're going to get to the next stages, and you could copy me exactly, or you could do your own thing. You could glue seashells to her head, or make a headband, but if you have any questions at all, or any concerns about attaching things, we will address the attachments next time, like how to get things attached. And it could be heavier things, or we'll discuss that, and you guys can be in questions if you have any questions about how to get from A to B, and I would love to help. And then how about, so we are going to log off soon though, because our night is almost over, and I promise I will not work on this until I see you again. But I might throw in an extra stream, so you know. There could be something that I throw in to get to our next stage. And like I said, you could do this on a box. You could do this on any substrate you want. Canvas. These steps will apply to anything, really. All right. So I got to get these in water.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Lisa. Thank you for being here. It was so nice to have you. We really, really, really appreciate it. And I noticed in your last comment that you're a new person for us, and it's great. So thank you.
Come back next, what is it, in 2 weeks now?
Oh, in 2 weeks. So it's the first and third Saturday of each month. And don't forget, if you want a discount on the Beebeecraft items that you saw today, they are going to have a code after the video. I'm going to add the information. If you have a channel with 100 or more subscribers and you'd like to be part of the Beebeecraft program, There'll be a link, or if you want to order, you can get $5 off.
Bye, Gretchen.
Bye, Gretchen. Thank you. We'll see you
Bye,
soon.
Mariah and Patricia.
Bye, Patricia and Mariah. I'll
See
see
you
you in the
tomorrow.
morning. Definitely. I always make it to the Sunday stream unless I have an emergency or pre-planned. So if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go to the Sunday stream. I think everybody here is part of that, right? If you're watching on replay
So.
and you don't know about PM Artist Studio, please check them out. And they stream 3 days a week, and Sunday is what the one they started with and the one I always go to.
I can tell you on Pacific time, it's at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I have to set an alarm. Do you set an alarm? Because you and I live close
yes.
together. Yeah.
All 3 days a week that they do it, my alarm goes off for me.
Mine does
10 minutes
too.
ahead. Mine
does too. But I don't always make it to the weekday streams because I have things going on. So it's hard to have enough hours in the day, isn't it? Well, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for being here. And I really appreciate you guys. It's the crack of dawn in California. Yeah, Deb, it's the same time here. We're all on PM, aren't we? That's right. But let's thank Colleen. Let's give her a big round of applause. She's been amazing.
I'm sorry for the volume check in the beginning. We should have done that first.
Well, we didn't know,
hear me, and all the wit. I was at my best then.
She was. She really was. Yeah, you guys. There was a trivia question with a free car you missed.
We'll tell Violet her job is safe for sure.
No, you're great. She will be thankful. But I'm the queen of the long goodbyes, and I'd like to say thank you for coming today. And you guys have all been wonderful, and I hope I get to see you again. And
thank you all. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Trish, Darcy, Diane, everybody.
Thank you. Once again, long goodbyes. What'd I say?